Hey everyone, welcome to Whispers of Turkish Stars. Settle in, because what we're about to share carries the kind of electricity that keeps the rumor mill spinning all night. Make sure you're subscribed to Whispers of Turkish Stars and share this with a friend who loves a good mystery, because the details you're about to hear are the ones everyone's trying to piece together. Two luminous forces of the screen, Akın and Ebru, were seen side by side at Istanbul airport, and the moment those images surfaced, the buzz began. No entourage between them, no fuss, just that familiar calm they both wear like a second skin. They walked together with an easy rhythm, as if they had rehearsed the scene, though it was all too natural, too effortless, to be anything but real. When the lenses finally found them, they exchanged those brief, knowing smiles that can ignite fires in the gossip columns without a single word being spoken. From the check-in counters to the security line, they moved like travelers who'd done this dance 1,000 times. There was a moment where they both glanced at their phones, screens glinting under the bright airport lights, then shared a quiet comment, a private laugh that didn't quite reach the cameras, but it didn't have to. The symmetry in their style caught attention too. Their looks were understated yet purposeful, a balance of elegance and comfort. That matching energy turned every step into a question. Were they heading out for business or for something far more personal? No official destination was offered, but whispers spread almost instantly. Some said Akın and Ebru were flying out for a top-level meeting about a television series or a major film. Something that could bring their stellar chemistry back to the screen in a way that would ripple across markets. With Turkish stars making waves globally and platforms hunting for the next phenomenon, the idea didn't just feel likely, it felt inevitable. And when you consider how eager fans have been for a reunion, the thought of a project in the making makes hearts race and timelines explode. But then there's the other story, the one that travels in a softer tone. Perhaps this was not a business run at all, but a breath of air away from the grind. A quiet escape. After relentless filming schedules, camera calls before sunrise, scenes that demand strength and vulnerability in equal measure, who wouldn't crave a pause? The notion of a brief getaway, just time to reset the mind and recharge the soul, has its own glow. And the way they steered clear of questions at the airport only deepened the intrigue. A smile here, a gentle nod there, and their silence spoke louder than a press release. Social media was a storm within moments. Fans didn't just comment, they investigated. Flight times were compared, terminal maps were pulled up, and every blurred reflection in every pane of glass became potential evidence. Are they meeting for the same project? One voice asked, echoing across timelines. Is a surprise on the way? Another demanded, as if a secret could be pulled out of thin air by sheer will. The fascination wasn't about the airport itself, it was about what this could mean, and how the sight of them together can still command the world's attention in an instant. Whether it's business or a breath of much-needed rest, the sight of Akın and Ebru moving in lockstep has already turned into one of the week's most talked-about stories. Everyone's waiting for the smallest sign that could tilt the narrative one way or the other. A caption, a location tag, a stray photo posted from a different time zone, anything that might finally pull back the curtain. Until then, those airport frames will echo in conversations for a long while, every angle of every shot turned over again and again. What makes this moment so powerful isn't only the images, it's the timing. They boarded the same flight, and that simple fact made the word coincidence fall away like a thread pulled loose from a sleeve. Akın's calm confidence, the way he seemed grounded in every step, met Ebru's serene elegance, a quiet glow that drew eyes even when she looked away. If this had been a quick dash from set to set, it wouldn't have carried this graceful deliberation. No, everything about their pace suggested intention, not rush, planning, not chance. Look closely and you'll catch the smaller story underneath the bigger one. Akın scanning the space with measured attention, not to dodge cameras, but to make sure the moment stayed theirs. Ebru, poised and steady, letting the noise drift right past her. Some read it as a wish to keep things intimate, not secret, just theirs. And that only fueled the questions. Were they both stepping away from their obligations at the same time? Was this a break they had aligned ahead of schedule? The pieces seemed to fit too neatly to dismiss. Insiders murmured about a destination that wasn't just a place, but an event, a festival, a private gathering, a room filled with the kinds of people who build stories that reach every corner of the world. Turkish actors have been appearing at international showcases with increasing frequency, and this could well be another move on that board. Others whispered that the trip might be a preliminary checkpoint before something bigger. A quiet meeting today for an announcement tomorrow. It's a rhythm we've seen before, and one that always leaves the audience holding its breath. Then again, there's a simple explanation that never loses its charm. Maybe it's a getaway, without contracts or scripts. Maybe it's time to sleep without an alarm, to listen to waves or wind or absolute silence instead of a director's call. We've heard Ebru express, more than once, the wish to take moments for herself. To step back and breathe before stepping forward again. And Akın has long been open about his love of the outdoors and his need to reconnect with nature when the lights turn off. Put those truths together, and a peaceful retreat sounds not only possible, but perfect. Still, they offered no words at the airport, and the lack of even a brief note afterward kept curiosity burning. It didn't feel like evasion, it felt like stewardship, a protective hand over something that needed quiet. And that quiet made the gossip world louder. Fans turned detectives started cross-referencing airline schedules, guessing gates and layovers, and speculating about whether a shared photo might appear later, two separate frames, same scenery, the classic soft reveal. That's the game now, a breadcrumb here, a detail there, suspense stretched just enough to turn every update into a headline. The one truth no one can argue with is that this sighting will feed the conversation for days, maybe weeks. One confident step from each of them on that polished airport floor, and the world is off to the races. Soon, perhaps, we'll get clarity. A statement, a post, a carefully chosen swipe through images that settles the guessing. Until then, every whisper becomes part of the legend being crafted in real time. After those first images began to circulate, the narrative picked up speed. Commentators pointed out how unhurried they looked, how natural it all felt, as if this was not a plan made last night, but one that had been quietly set in motion much earlier. Observers who were close enough to feel the energy around them noticed something else too, the closeness in their exchanges at passport control, the way their conversation seemed to carry weight even in its softness. No big gestures, no performances, just two people in sync. And that, more than anything, turned the public imagination toward the same question: was this work, or was it something that needed no title at all? There were those who said this moment had been on the horizon. That for weeks, maybe months, their names had moved through the same conversations in the industry, circulating like rumors of a bright season just ahead. Fixed details, though, remained out of reach. No official confirmations, no denials that slammed doors shut. That's the fuel gossip thrives on, the space between possibility and proof. In that space, every silhouette looks like a sign. Plenty of commentators now argue that this could be step one in a carefully drawn arc toward a new series or film. It wouldn't be the first time major talents chose to lay foundations away from home, where meetings can happen quietly and the stakes grow off camera. With global platforms hungry for Turkish drama and international audiences calling for reunions that feel both nostalgic and fresh, the appeal is obvious. Akın's magnetic screen presence and Ebru's luminous strength have already proven what they can do together. If their paths are aligning again, there's no mystery why the industry is watching with intent. Of course, there's another storyline, softer around the edges, that some can't help but prefer. It's the idea that two hard-working artists might simply be stepping out of the noise to gather some quiet. The version of the story where nothing dramatic has to happen for the moment to matter. Those who lean toward this view point out how grounded they seemed, how they didn't cloak themselves in shadows or try to stage a disappearing act. No forced gestures, no elaborate diversions, just a gentle refusal to perform for the cameras. That very normalcy is what made people say, everything is exactly as it should be. Whichever thread ends up being true, the fascination is undeniable. A reunion on the screen would send ripples everywhere, and a private rest would still prove something equally compelling, that even in the center of the spotlight, there can be places of peace. The beauty of this mystery is that both versions, work and rest, feel right in their own ways. And until we know more, this delicate balance is its own kind of story. We'll be watching, and we know you will be too. If there's an announcement, if there's a snapshot with a skyline that says it all, if there's even a hint of what was waiting beyond the gate, you'll hear it here first. Until then, take a breath with us and hold on to the anticipation, the pleasant kind that plays under the skin and keeps you leaning in for the next note. That's all for now from Whispers of Turkish Stars. If you loved this deep dive into a moment that has everyone talking, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this story. The next chapter might be just a post away, and when it lands, we'll be right here to read between the lines with you.